So I'm here at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe with the brilliant Grace Jarvis. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Now you're doing. This is your third. You said your third hour.
My third, yes.
Second show. At the
Second
festival.
show at the Fringe.
Yeah.
I did my first hour in Melbourne, and I didn't bring it over here. To be
Okay.
honest, the second one was just sort of the first one, but better.
Oh, nice.
So you got most of it.
You got the best. You got the best of the first one in the second one.
Yeah.
And now this is like a fresh show.
Yes. Yeah. This is my first time because, I feel like when you do your first one, you just sort of have all of the jokes you've ever written over years of doing stand-up to choose from, and then you get to the second one, and I was like, well, that's sort of
It's like the difficult second album.
Yeah, I sort of wanted to keep talking about the same stuff, so I could sort of mostly still had a theme, and then I got to the third one, and I was like, wow, I've never had to start from scratch before. How crazy. It was very much like, what am I talking about?
Absolutely.
What do I care about, actually? It's a lot of still yelling about being raised by veterans, etc., because you can't escape your own niche, but
And getting to that sort of process of coming up with the material, is that like months and months of touring comedy clubs and doing material here there, or putting it to friends, or?
Yeah, kind of all of the above.
Sure.
Yeah, doing
Okay.
stuff in clubs, doing I don't know, scrolling back through my own Twitter and being like, is that could that work on stage?
Yeah.
And then finding out some of it, no, actually, it can't. Just back through my own notebooks and my own notes app, being like, what am I? Because I just always, my entire writing process is having a vague thought, making a random note, and then being like, what was that about?
Yeah.
What was I? Now I know I had a thought about this, and I know I wrote it down, but where and what?
What was that? What was in my head at that moment?
What was that?
Yeah.
Just scrolling back through every thought I've had over the last month, being like, I know it was in here somewhere, but some of this is not useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of this is sad, actually.
And how did you shape, because the show's Oh the Horrors?
Yes.
Which is a brilliant title. I mean, it's so mysterious. Is it a horror? Is it comedy?
I think it's very camp. The pronunciation of it, I think, is Oh the Horrors. You have to sort of do a fainting couch.
Yes, moment.
I got it from a Richard Scarry illustration from I think it's like Richard Scarry's Big Book of Manners, where Lowly Worm is watching one of the pig characters shove food into his face, and he's like, horrors, with an exclamation point, which I just think is the most melodramatic way to say that. Just a worm being like, oh my god, it's like, that's not the worst possible thing that could be happening right now, Lowly, but you've been in a helicopter crash.
Absolutely.
But
it's all perspective. In that moment, that's the worst thing ever.
I just love that as an exclamation. The horror.
Yeah. How is the structure of your show then? Is it like I know you say you've got your niche, you've got little bits that you take.
I'm trying to escape my own niche.
You're trying to escape your own niche. But how do you structure your show then? What is it, like different stories and different bits of your life, essentially?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it is. It's kind of this. I sort of have a thing at the beginning about how it's like a conversation. Like stand-up comedy is a conversation. You obviously don't have to be part of it, and I'd prefer that you weren't, but you do have to be in it with me. I don't actually know if this ever made it on stage, but my friend Demi finds it I think it's one of her favorite stories of me, where I was in Sydney doing some gigs, and I was at a pub, and I ordered food, and I was like, may I please have a Caesar salad with no egg? And the waitress was like, I'm not going to make you eat an egg. And I was like,
that was not the point.
I just don't know why I don't think that energy was necessary. I appreciate
a polite statement. It's just like, please no egg.
I appreciate.
I'm not making you eat egg.
I appreciate that you won't make me eat an egg, but I just I was like, how am I being heckled now? I'm just standing here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what draws you back to Edinburgh? Because I know you've done this is your second show here.
It's my second show. This is my fourth time coming.
What makes it so unique?
It's the best place in the whole world, I think.
Sure.
I feel like I was thinking about this the other day because I'm autistic, and comedy is my special interest. So in some ways, Edinburgh during the Fringe is like my perfect scenario, because I just get to gorge myself on art, essentially. But in other ways, is the worst possible scenario, because I'm surrounded by people all the time.
Sure.
And it's the most overstimulating environment
it's incredibly
possible.
But
it is just it's the best. It's just so much, there's just so much stuff that I've seen. I came for the first time when I was 19, and I'd only been doing comedy for like 8 months, and I was over here to do my semester abroad, and I came like a month early and came up here for the whole month to just watch.
To experience it.
Yeah.
That's a fab.
And I was like, oh, this is the best. This is all I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
it's just all people having full meltdowns and me being like, I want to participate in that.
I'm signing up to this.
Yeah, this is my life's work, actually, now. The fun thing about comedy specifically during the Fringe is that you can see some like stuff that's like what you do and get really inspired, and then you can see stuff that is absolutely not at all like what you do and go, wow, I could never do it like that, but it's incredible. Like it's so great. I would never have even thought of this as a thing to do, and you're doing it in front of me, and I would never do this, but how amazing that it's like so good. Essentially I'm just like an earnest little comedy nerd.
Yes. It's a comedy nerd's paradise, isn't it?
Truly. It's just like so much stuff to see, and so much like new stuff, and I've made so many of my real life friends. I
was gonna say, like, have you got friends and stuff performing as well?
Yes. At this point I don't have any friends who don't do this.
I know, but every single friend in your contact list is very much performers.
I started doing comedy when I was 18, 19. I don't have any adult friends who don't do this. It's actually a very warped perception of the world. Right? Like, this is what adult
life is. Must be a fun dinner night.
Yeah,
like, just like all comedians around the table.
It's either fun or it's chaos.
Or
it's either someone's losing their mind. But it is fun to be like, oh, it was weird. The Fringe started and it was sunny, and I was like, this has never happened before. Everyone's being everything feels too nice. So I was about to sit down and like do my pre-show panic about my show, and then I was suddenly like, the sun is out and all my friends are in the same city at the same time.
It's like,
let's
enjoy.
Sit in a park.
It's just exchange stories.
Let's momentarily sit in a park, I reckon.
I totally, amazing. That's great. So in terms of your show, when is it happening?
It is at 5:50 every day at Underbelly, George Square, at the Wee Coo.
The Wee Coo.
Which is where I was last year as well. That's the other thing. It feels a little bit like deja vu. I'm in the same time.
Same place.
It's called, Oh the Horrors. It's about conversation and like all the like weird cool stuff look at. I don't know. I guess a comedian's job at its core is really to just be like, hey, look at this thing I saw.
Hey guys.
Hey. I've seen some stuff since last year. You want to hear about it?
It's like so lovely chat to you.
Yes, you as well.
And all the best for the Fringe.
Thank you.